Okay, the first step in creating our wallpaper involves figuring out the dimensions of our screen. If you're on a PC, you can do that by simply hitting print screen, moving into Photoshop, and making a new image by hitting Control N. The new image will already have the dimensions of your screen. By making a screen capture, it captured the totality of your screen and it placed the dimensions in here. Notice how it says clipboard. So by hitting OK, you will have the correct dimensions to make a wallpaper. Since I'm on a Mac, I'll show you how to do it on a Mac as well. On a Mac, you would simply, at any screen, hit Command, Shift, and 3. A screen capture or screenshot is placed on the desktop. Drag and drop that into Photoshop and fill this with white. Make sure your dialog box is set with black and white by clicking on this little icon here and hit Command Delete, filling it with white. Next, to get our image. I'm using this image of cherry blossoms from stockexchange.hu. Over here, just click on the image and simply copy, move into Photoshop, and paste. Command V or Control V, depending on if you're on a Mac or you're on a PC. Hitting F gives us our full screen mode to work with. By pressing the space bar, I'm given a hand to move around the image in the window. So using this hand would be very useful. Just simply press and hold the space bar as you click and drag. The next thing we want to do is scale this image to the dimensions. I have a little white space here on this side, on the left, and on the right. So what I'll do is hit Control T on a PC or Command T on a Mac to bring up the scale dialog. This is called a transform, free transform. Press and hold Shift and drag at the corners, left and the right. Once that's done, you can double click in this area or hit the checkbox up here. That being done, I should also show you if the image is too large, what you would do. Let's say the image were too large, I can come up here, lock the image here so that this would lock the aspect ratio, the same thing the Shift key had done, and then scale this down. So I can use the slider to scale the image down or to scale the image back up. Hitting the checkbox again, there we go. So this is a rather plain wallpaper, so what I'll be doing is two more effects to this. Just follow along. Command J on a Mac or Control J on a PC will duplicate this layer. Now I have two layers, one sitting on top of the other, exactly the same. Going to Filters, I will choose from the Blur menu, Gaussian Blur. I think somewhere around 3.3 in this case would be nice. Hit OK. And I have two images, one blurred and one clear underneath. The next thing we'll do is add a mask. A mask will allow us to mask some areas and allow some areas to be visible. So make sure this icon is selected. You'll notice a little box is placed around the selected icon. Coming over to here, I would select the gradient tool and make sure my gradient is set to black and white, and I have chosen reflected, which is the fourth option. Press and hold Shift and drag a line around the image. What I'm doing is making a portion of this image clear. So around here, in the middle, this is clear. This area remains blurred on the top and bottoms. Now I'll make another layer and fill that with white by hitting Command Delete. Then I'll hold Command or Control and then click on this little thumbnail here that we have this gradient visible. make sure I'm on this layer, the new white layer that I've created, and then make another layer mask. Now, this effect is a little strong for my taste. I want it to be a little more translucent. So I'll just go over to opacity and bring this down somewhere around 70. And there we go. That's all there is to it. Choose File, Save As, and make sure you select JPEG. You can save that on your desktop and hit Save. Okay, there you have it, our new wallpaper.